Mustafa Kamel, 1874 to 1908, was a prominent Egyptian nationalist leader and writer known for his significant role in the struggle against British colonial rule in Egypt. Here's an overview of his life and contributions. Early life and education. Birth. Mustafa Kamel was born on August 14, 1874, in the village of Thamit, Egypt. His father was an officer in the Egyptian army. Education. He received his early education in 3 different schools and later attended the prestigious Khedivial School, where he founded a national literary group. He graduated from high school at the age of 16 and then enrolled in the School of Law in 1891, where he became proficient in French and joined several nationalist associations. Political activism. Nationalism. Kamel was a passionate advocate for Egyptian independence. He traveled to France to study law at the University of Toulouse, where he wrote the first Egyptian play, The Conquest of Andalusia. Founding of the National Party *. Upon returning to Egypt, he established the National Party and the newspaper *. in 1900, which became platforms for expressing nationalist sentiments and opposing British occupation. International advocacy *. Kamel gained international attention when he petitioned the French Parliament in 1895, urging France to pressure Britain to withdraw from Egypt. He used his writings and speeches to highlight the injustices of British rule, especially after the Denchaway incident, which drew widespread condemnation. Legacy. Death. Mustafa Kamel died on February 10, 1908, at the young age of 34 due to tuberculosis. His death was mourned by many Egyptians who viewed him as a martyr for the cause of independence. He is remembered as a key figure in the Egyptian nationalist movement, and his famous phrase, "No life with despair, no despair with life," became a rallying cry for future generations. Mustafa Kamel's contributions to the Egyptian nationalist movement and his efforts to advocate for independence have left a lasting impact on Egypt's history. To learn the history of 4 prominent figures in different fields is a great undertaking. But when those histories emerge from a very important historical period in Egypt's past, it will be indeed yield relevant and rich information. Here is the Mustafa Kamel Museum, which showcases the life of a prominent Egyptian figure during the late 19th and early 20th centuries, alongside the important roles of Mohammed Farid Pasha, Professor Abdulrahman El-Rafi, and Fathi Radwan. The idea to establish the museum was first submitted in 1955 by the then Minister of Culture Fathi Radwan, as he saw that the museum could shed much light on the life and the nationalist struggle led by Kamel. The museum also includes a number of books authored by historian Abdulrahman El-Rafi, one of Kamel's students and one of his best friends. The museum has a significant historical location. It is situated on Salaheddin Square, which overlooks the citadel of Salaheddin and the Sultan Hassan, Al-Rifai, and Mahmoudiya mosques. The right side wing of the museum houses the gallery of the leader, Mustafa Kamel, and includes the medals which were awarded to the nationalist hero, as well as displays his most famous quotes, his coats, correspondences, and other personal belongings. The same room includes gypsum and bronze statues of the national hero. In his office sits the first copy of Al-Liwa newspaper, which he founded and issued in 3 languages, Arabic, English, and French, in 1990. Also to be found are pictures of his funeral. In the Grand Hall, a marble shrine bearing Quranic verses stands to the 2 activists under large Islamic copper chandelier, which hangs from the overhead dome. The shrine is surrounded by a marble enclosure in the form of Islamic windows. In grateful recognition and the desire to revive their memory, Professor Abdulrahman El-Rafi adopted the idea of establishing a shrine at the museum for the 2 leaders, Mustafa Kamel and Mohammed Farid. The Parliament then allocated £50,000 for the construction of the museum at the Citadel and arranged for the bringing of the remains of the 2 leaders.